Hello and welcome, and sorry about the audio, but don't put your headphones on and just listen. Thank you very much. All right, just sitting here, train station, public transit. Yeah, it's a little more expensive than taking a bus and everything, but for the distance that you got to go, yes, big train transit place. And just to show you that, yeah, some of the buses that are around. Okay, I'm just walking up a bit, and wow, I don't think you guys can see it in the distance. It's too far. You might be able to see the red train traffic lights, the signal lights, but there is a white glowing light way down there. That's the other stop before this one. And well, I got almost a 2-hour ride on this. So just the scenery, just to show you. And on the other side of these trees, yes, there's a drive that's there, or a street if you want to call it that, whichever way that you prefer it. And there's people that live just on the other side for what it is. There's a pathway as well to walk through along side parallel to the train tracks. This is just showing you, this is just as you're seeing here, just past these buildings is where Lake Ontario is. So I just thought I'd show a little bit and let you guys see. This is part of a little bit of exploring train ride and everything else. You know, who knows what I'll do. But hopefully in the next 2 weeks, while I'm kind of off, maybe I'll do a day explore at the one cemetery I mentioned and include my daughter with it, and we'll go from there. Till then, take care. Alright, I thought I'd show you guys this as the public train known as GO Transit makes its way on into the station here. Yeah, I'm going to sit towards the end of it. Right now, under the pandemic, they've got a smaller length of train, so they don't have as many passenger cars on it as they would normally, but as it passes over the roadway there, makes its way in, and as you see, it just shut off its extra lights as it makes its way into the station. It's part of their safety protocols that they do, especially during the day, but this is what I'm getting on. As you can see, yes, they consider these double-deckers because there's 2 floors and kind of a midway point floor, but this is what I'm getting on. See you later. Alright, as I board the GO train, I get myself into the middle layer, so it's in between the main platform layer where you get on and the upper deck. There's a mid deck kind of in between where the trains join, and as I get to the end of my journey, I will show you the doors where you can walk in between the coach cars. Now we're passing a VIA train, which is the high end speed train to get you across the country or from big city to big city for the main stops. It was just sitting waiting. We're on our way getting into Toronto area, leaving from where I was. I'm just showing you some of the earlier skyscrapers as we get closer and closer to the city. Yes, we went under a bridge here. And you can see the reflection in the glass as I'm looking out the window. Where I'm sitting, where I am, there's only one other person in this area. I was going to go up to the upper deck, but it was full. So, and man, to see all these condominium skyscrapers here at this part of the city already, and as you're seeing the major highway known as the QEW, and which will eventually turn into what is known as the Gardiner Expressway, and I'll show you a little bit of that later on here as we go along. But as you can see, you know, this gets really busy during rush hour. This is earlier in the day. I don't even think it's lunchtime yet, or it's just a little bit after noon hour. Showing you one of the rivers that you cross. As you cross this river, you are now officially in the Toronto area. Outside, past before that river known as the Humber River. Excuse me here as I'm narrating this. You're in other areas in which they call the GTA or Greater Toronto Area. You can see there one retirement residential home being re-renovated on the outside. You can see the type of traffic as we're moving in closer and closer to the downtown core, and in the far distance you can see the CN Tower there in the distance. As different things are passing by, you know, some things wasn't easy to see, so I've got some clips. As I'm traveling, this is about an hour and a half long trip, one direction.
for when I go to get my daughter. You can see the marina here as we're getting in closer and closer to the Toronto area, and the Legion there for the veterans that you saw with the red poppy was on the building, even though it was brief. We're coming in closer and closer to an area close to where Dufferin Street is, and you're going to see a little bit of it because you'll see a little archway going over the bridge as we get closer. Right here in this area, I used to live at one point in time, and we're coming into what is known as the exhibition area or the CNE grounds. That is the Carlsberg Building and Better Living Center. And as you see here, just briefly, you kind of saw the hoop for the bridge that goes into one end of the exhibition stadium. As we're coming in here, we're going into the exhibition train station for this, and this is where now, as you can basically kind of see a little bit there, I'm trying to show you, it's kind of hard, but where the TFC or Toronto FC Soccer Football Club plays, as well as our Canadian Football League, known as CFL, for the Toronto Argonauts. And here is where our TFC soccer stadium is. They'd built it a bit bigger. Now, I could have gotten you a better picture of this, but it is what it is. Just to give you an idea. And this is always busy the last 2 weeks of August before school starts, because they usually have a big fairgrounds with amusement rides, games, all sorts of different foods here, exhibition, or CNE as we call it. A lot of old things. There's an old horse pavilion which is still used by the. All right, as we're leaving the exhibition stadium, heading in closer to Toronto, as we're in downtown core, you can see right there, Rogers Center. We're going under a bridge, and if you look way up, you can see there the CN Tower. Now, sorry about the audio here, but it is what it is. See if I can re-edit it, but if I can't, oh well, then sorry, folks. But that is the CN Tower looking straight up from the train. I couldn't see the very top. So we get closer out from the Toronto downtown core as we pass through another suburb area. This is almost to the end of it. Now, I didn't record the rest because all you see is mostly trees and some backs of buildings. Nothing really much to see, but here, as we're closer to Lake Ontario, we're getting into another area, another river known as the Rouge River, or the Rouge Hill River. And there's a little beach area, which you'll see here through the trees, kind of, and you'll see some people as I try to quickly pan with my cell phone, because that's what I'm taking this video with, because I'm on the train. Yes, there's a lot of noise from the air conditioner and a few other things. Where I was sitting down in the deck, just kind of in between there, I was sitting over top of the wheel well, so I kind of muted out that sound because that's all you could hear, and I couldn't narrate over it. And as we get closer here to the beach area, you'll see through the trees there's some people that they're beach tents, and that there's a walkway. I believe we're coming actually into Rouge Hill GO train station here in an area known as Scarborough Sea. As you saw, Rouge Hill, people on their bikes, bike paths, so you can walk, pass along the beach as we go, and we'll be coming up to the beach area in a few moments here. I kind of skipped through because there was a lot of trees blocking, so there's not much really to show you guys, even though I'm up as high as I can be on the train. But as you see, a little bit of lookout points that you can walk out to here and there. In the far distance, you can see another city that's far away where I still have to go to. And also down this way is also where our nuclear power plant is as well. Now, I didn't get the images right away for that because there was too many trees in the way, so you couldn't really see it properly. But I'll show you the power lines a little later on. There's the beach area as we ran over quickly. And here is a kind of a conservation area where a lot of ducks and other wild birds can go in, marshlands. On my way back, there was like hundreds of swans in there, not just one or two, but hundreds. And I don't know why all of a sudden they were all there. At this stop, I love this architecture for the pedestrian overpass. At night, that's all lit up. And we're leaving that area now. And as you can see, the power lines leading down to the nuclear power plant, or from the nuclear power plant coming up because it is right on the edge by the lake, right on the shores. Building and development out here in this area, well, not too bad, but the only problem is that there's not enough other infrastructure around for you to get around. They're still developing. They're not as highly developed as some of the cities are. Even though this is a city we're passing through, it's not a very big city. It's a smaller city. No, I'm not naming all the cities and everything as we pass through them, but just to show you the power lines. As you follow them down, just looking on power line, tower after power line, tower all the way down till it gets to the nuclear power plant. Well, I'm coming to the end of the line. Last stop. Um, this train can't go any further on the tracks that it's on, so I'll make my way downstairs. And as you see, as we're coming down, this is the midway platform area. I was sitting here, and as I show you through the doors, where you can go through and go from coach car to coach car, and then just down to the lower deck. And there was a bunch of people there, so I didn't want to film. But just to give you an idea of the seating, how it's done, how the dividers are done to try to keep things. And there's two different eras of trains. That's what I was on, the one on the right. And that's it, folks. Thank you for watching.